Hi, everyone. Thanks so much for joining today. I am Liliana, the UX designer at VisitScotland. And in the next 15 minutes, we're going to talk about user experience, which often gets shortened to UX. I will guide you through what it is, why it matters for your business, and how you can start improving it right away. Just to give you a little bit of background, before the digital age, user experience wasn't really a focus. People interacted with physical products or services in person, so feedback and improvements happened slowly. But as the world went digital, business quickly realized that UX could make a difference between a customer completing a purchase or leaving for a competitor. Over the years, UX has evolved alongside technology. Today, we have powerful tools that make it easier to test, design, and understand how people interact with digital products. And what we learn is simple but powerful. When your website is meaningful, intuitive, and user friendly, you're not just making it look better, but you are building trust, credibility, and long term engagement. So, hopefully, by the end of the session, you'll know how UX can help you win more customers, build trust and credibility, and encourage repeat visits and recommendations. Okay, let's dive in. So, first, let's start with what UX actually means. When we talk about UX, we are really talking about the overall experience a person has when interacting with a product, service, or website. It is everything from how easy it is to use to how it looks and feels. UX is multidisciplinary. This means that it brings together design, psychology, engineering, and business thinking. The goal is to create experiences that are intuitive, accessible, and genuinely enjoyable for people. A big part of UX is about understanding users, their needs, behaviors, and frustrations. That's why UX designers and researchers rely on things like user interviews, surveys, usability testing. All of that helps identify pain points, which are moments when users get stuck or frustrated, so that we can design better solutions for them. UX is an ongoing process where we test, refine, and improve based on feedback because users' expectations and technologies are always evolving. So, in short, UX is the practice of designing with empathy. It's about understanding your users deeply so that you can create experiences that not only work but also resonate with them. Unfortunately, when we ignore our users' needs, this can have a very negative impact on our product or services. Think about a time that you enter a website and felt frustrated because the page or images were not loading, or because you couldn't find the information you were looking for, or the checkout form was too complicated, or it prompted you with an error but didn't help you in resolving it. All these pain points and frictions could have left you with a very bad impression on this website. Very likely you didn't come back. And in fact, you might have shared the frustrating experience with someone else. You see, UX is directly tied to customer satisfaction, loyalty, and business performance. So, in today's competitive market, users have endless options. If they hit a slow page, can't find a button, or struggle through a clunky checkout form, they will just simply leave. And when they leave, they usually don't come back. Research shows that 88% of users won't return after a bad experience, and 70% abandon their cart if checkout feels complicated. Even a 1 second delay in load time can cut conversions by about 7%. Those are small moments of frictions can quietly cost business thousands and sometimes millions in lost opportunities. So you see, it doesn't really matter if you're an established or a new business. People expect seamless, intuitive interactions, whether that's on a website, an app, or a physical touch point. A good user experience builds trust, it strengthens reputation, and encourages these repeated visits that we really want. A poor one, on the other hand, leads to frustration, bad reviews, and lost business. So here's a quick tip to spot on problems. Watch someone use your site. It could be a family or friend. Ask them to perform a key task. This could be like booking or finding a specific information or even filling a form, but don't guide them. Just see where they hesitate or where they get stuck. That is one of the fastest ways to understand where you're losing potential customers. So, yes, The cost of ignoring UX can be high, not just in lost revenue, but in lost trust and missed opportunities to connect with your customers in meaningful ways. Now, on the other hand, think of a website or app you've used recently that you felt it went above and beyond to ensure you accomplished your goals. Very likely it was so smooth and it felt so natural, you didn't even think it twice, just went with the flow. Now, that is good UX in action. Implemented UX in your service has some key benefits, and here we're going to discuss some of these ones. First, increased customer satisfaction. When your website or booking system, for example, is easy to use, people enjoy interacting with it. Think about this. If a guest can quickly find availability, book a room, or learn about your attraction with ease, they're more likely to leave happy and even more likely to come back and recommend you. Next, improve customer retention. A smooth experience builds trust. If someone has a good experience, they'll expect the same next time. That level of consistency helps build loyalty, whether you're a hotel, a tour operator, or a food and drink venue. It's the same for all. Higher conversion rates. A well-designed UX drives conversions. Features like simplified navigation, clear calls to actions, and fast loading times can make the difference between someone completing a booking or abandoning it. By reducing the frictions, you improve the chances of turning casual visitors into loyal customers. And this one, the next one is one of my favorite ones, is reduce support costs. If your digital experience is clear and intuitive, people won't need to call you or email for help. That saves you time and money and lets your team focus on delivering great in-person experience. A good UX also contributes to a strong brand reputation. People associate smooth, professional digital experiences with trustworthy businesses. That is especially important in tourism when first impressions often happen online. And finally, a competitive edge. In a market full of similar offerings, UX can be a key differentiator. Businesses that prioritize ease of use, personalization, and customer support stand out. That can be a deciding factor for a potential visitor, and it can help grow your market share. All of these are great benefits of good user experience because when you design with care and intention, you're just not making things easier for your customers. You're creating moments that build trust and loyalty and long-term success for your business. Now, let's look at some practical ways in which the user experience on a website can be improved. Start by talking to your customers. Try asking something simple like, what did you find most difficult on our website? You would be amazed at how much you can learn from that one question. Next, simplify your forms. Only ask for the essentials, especially during booking or inquiries. The less effort it takes, the more likely people are to complete the process. Make sure your buttons are clear and visible. For example, a bold Book Now button at the top of your homepage or a tour page can guide users to take action. Designed for mobile first. Over 60% of visitors are browsing on their mobile phones. So if your site isn't easy to use on mobile, they are likely losing bookings. Run a speed test. Using a free tool like Google Speed, Page Speed, it will show you what's slowing your site down. And this is very useful as often users exit sites when they take a long time to respond. Now, I have a few more quick wins for you. Make sure your navigation is logical. This means, can users easily get from your homepage to your booking page, for example? Use a clean layout with headings, bullet points, and white space. Most users scan the page. They read selectively, and understanding this is key. And here is a quick tip. Test your own website on your mobile phone. Can you book or inquire in under 60 seconds? If no, then that would be a great place to start. Now, let's look at the 7 core pillars of UX. These principles were developed by UX professionals to help teams create digital experiences that truly work for people. They were widely used across industry, including tourism, because they offer simple, practical way to evaluate your website and spot areas for improvement. So whether you are starting out or already have a site up and running, these pillars can still help you make sure your online presence is clear, helpful, and aligned with what your visitors actually need. Let's go through them. The first one is useful. Your site should meet a real need. For example, does it give visitor all the information they need to book a room, plan a visit, or check the opening hours? Next, is it usable? It should be easy to use. Can people find what they are looking for without getting lost or frustrated? Think about your navigation or the layout of the pages. Desirable. The design should be pleasant and reflect your brand. For example, a luxury hotel might use elegant visuals, while an adventure tour company might go for a bold and energetic design. Valuable. Your site should deliver value to both your business and your customer. That can be more bookings, but also helping visitors plan a great experience. Findable. Information should be easy to locate. Can users quickly find your contact details, booking options, or the frequently asked questions page? Accessible. Your site should work for everyone, including people with disabilities. That means readable text, good contracts, and compatibility with screen readers. Credible. Your site should feel trustworthy. Clear pricing, professional design, and customer reviews, all of that helps building credibility. Here at Visit Scotland, we use these principles to guide our own design decisions. When we look at our website, we ask questions like, is the information useful? Is it easy to use? Can we find what they are looking for without getting lost? Is it inspiring and engaging? Is it accessible to everyone? These are great questions to ask about your own website because when you start thinking this way, you are not just improving a website, you are shaping the experience that reflects care and quality of your business. And that's a real power of good UX. Now, improving user experience doesn't have to be complicated. I know it might sound like it's complicated, but it's really not. Here are 5 simple steps any tourism business can take to get started. Step 1, define your goals. What do you want your website or booking system, for example, to achieve? Maybe it's more bookings, fewer drop offs, or better customer satisfaction. Start by writing 1 or 2 clear goals that align with your business priorities. Step 2, collect your user feedback. Ask your customers often for feedback. A simple question like, did you find everything you needed on our website? Or was there anything that could have made your experience better? All this can help understanding what users are struggling with or what they find valuable. There are several easy ways to gather feedback. So I'm going to go through some of them. One of them could be to check on TripAdvisor or Google reviews. These platforms are gold mines for understanding what guests appreciate and what needs improvement. If you use content management systems such as WordPress, Wix, or Squarespace, any of these ones, they usually um, include integrated analytics and survey plugins. So you can use these ones to also gather feedback. You can also run short surveys via email or pop-ups on your site. Tools like Typeform or Google Forms are simple and effective in doing this. Um, and then you can also observe usability directly by watching someone navigate your site or booking, like I mentioned before, a family member or friend. The goal here is to gather as many data points as you can so you can actually make an informed decision that would help improving the user experience. Step 3, analyze the feedback and data. Here is where we need to look for patterns. These could be repeated comments or issues raised from different users. For example, if several guests mention trouble finding the booking button or say the site is slow on mobile, that's a clear sign of what you have to prioritize in fixing. Step 4, make changes and test again. Update your site based on what you have learned. That might mean simplifying a form, moving a button, or improving mobile layout. Then test again and ask a few people after these changes and see if their perception has changed. Step 5, keep improving. Regularly reviewing how your site performs and how users interact with it help you stay aligned with the 7 pillars of UX that we mentioned a moment ago. Small, consistent improvements based on real feedback will keep your site useful, usable, and relevant. So there you go. Remember, define your goals, collect feedback, analyze data, make changes, get more feedback, and keep improving over time. In fact, you might be already doing some of these things without realizing it. Hopefully, this structure gives you a clear path to follow to build up on. And before we finish, let's quickly recap what we covered. User experience is about designing digital interactions that feel effortless and rewarding. It's not just about how your website looks, it's about how it works, how it feels, and how it helps your customers achieve what they came for. We have seen that bad UX can lose customers, while good UX builds trust, loyalty, and repeated business. The good news is that you don't need a big budget or to be a UX expert to start improving. Simple steps like asking for feedback, simplifying booking forms, and testing the site on a mobile can actually make a real difference. Hopefully, this session had helped you see how UX can directly support your business goals, from attracting new customers to build credibility and encouraging repeated visits, all that by making your website work better for the people who use it. If you would like to explore this further, we have created a dedicated page called Improve Your Website User Experience. You will find a link at the end of the presentation. And if no, we can then see where we can add this link further in the presentation on the deck. Yeah, so thank you again for joining today. I hope the session has given you practical ideas and confidence to start improving your digital experience. Trust me, your customers will thank you for it. Thank you.